Alrighty, and with that, a warm welcome to everybody listening in tonight's Mad Apes AMA with all street bets. We're joined here by Sam and by Jamie. They're going to tell us all about this wonderful project. So, welcome to Mad Apes, guys. Why don't you start us off with an introduction about yourself so everybody knows who we're speaking to tonight? And if you want to introduce any other team members, that would be a great starting point.
Yeah, so Samdude, Web3 for the last few years, pretty heavy into crypto, et cetera. My background is a bit more oil and gas and energy sector, account management and things like that. But so I kind of bringing some of my business experience into kind of Web3 and meshing those things together. But yeah, big spend a lot of time on Twitter and big NFT guy, and I love trading and doing alpha calls on coins and things like this. So and building now. And Jamie can introduce himself. I'm
Yep.
sure he's.
Hi. So Jaime Rogozinski. I'm best known for having founded WallStreetBets, not in the crypto world and traditional finance world, but as I've come to find out over the past 3 or 4 years, there is not only huge overlap between the ethos and WallStreetBets and all of crypto, they're also merging, right? We know this. So I've taken a very strong interest after learning a lot about the potential behind DeFi, like getting past the coins and the tokens and all these things, like the interesting potential and application for all these things, and actual watching it play out. Like I'm just fascinated by it, and I completely I check crypto news and prices and chart like more frequently than I do stocks now. So I'd like to I'd like to say that I'm now pushed more towards that. That said, I'm still relatively new. I'm able to understand all the concepts and I'm able to navigate quite well. Still, relative to some of the people that have been around for a decade, I probably consider still a baby in this space, but absolutely love it very much so. I'm very happy to be here. Thanks.
Wait. You are the guy that founded the Reddit Wall Street Bets?
Yes.
Damn, that's fucking awesome, man. What the fuck? Cool. Yeah,
Surprise.
I'll tell you.
We've kind of been operating a little bit stealth when we launched this, so we've kind of kept it we kept it kind of fairly quiet intentionally,
Yeah, I
to
think
not
yeah, I think that'll be
obviously
one of the
to make it, yeah,
questions.
yeah. So it's
So
Awesome.
yeah,
people are
Okay,
starting
amazing.
you guys can Google my name and you'll see all sorts of stuff.
I
That
think you
is
changed
interesting.
the life of a lot of people.
Hopefully
Awesome.
for the
Okay.
better.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, no, cool. Well, then, can we quickly talk about the rest of the team? Like, how many of you guys are there, or is it just you two?
I'll let Sam handle it.
Sam?
Sam,
sorry.
can you take
Can
that?
you repeat that? You were breaking up a little bit.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just asking, how big the team is in general.
Okay. So we have, I believe, 7 admins in the TG at this point. We have a group of probably 40 or so kind of early investors, whales that have brought in their network and the resources and kind of an extended team. Then we have a lore team that's working on like art and storyline, kind of like a 10 KTF vibe, but for the token and for our main character. And there's probably 6 people in there. And then we have what else do we have? We have kind of like a marketing chat with a few people. Um, and yeah, so there's so many kind of teams sprouting up that are connected to us. Some are, mostly volunteers, but a lot of them are, very close and part of the project. So it's becoming quite a big animal at this point.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Well then, yeah, I would say let's get into the project. For anybody that isn't aware about the project, can you introduce us? What are we getting into here?
I guess I'll take that. So, yeah. So just so you guys, listeners that are getting to learn, so Sam is incredibly humble. So just run that through your filter. He's really soft spoken. So when he says, yeah, I have a little bit of work into it, it means he's been spending years and years. Like, yeah, we got a couple things in the work. It means he's got scores in the works. So, so just adding that as a context. Sam is the real brainchild behind this. I've come in as a co-founder for various different reasons. And as far as the perspective that I'm concerned, especially with what I said in the introduction, the convergence of crypto and traditional finance and crypto, like DeFi as a whole, just is inevitable. It's already happening with some of we've seen that it's already integrating into the regular stock market, ETFs and all these instruments. We saw the spillover when we had the Terra Luna collapse. How that actually caused ripples in the stock market. So it's inevitable these things are converging, and there is history that I'm happy to go into, but it's probably going to be distracting. I have really strong feelings about having decentralized communities. Obviously, I stand very much for empowering individuals everywhere, and there's no better, yeah, there's no better location as far as community is concerned than to have it reside in a community that is just omnipresent and various different platforms, centralized, decentralized. And what my objective and goal is to actually create a decentralized community, right? This is not one that lives on either Reddit or Telegram or this, that, like it just lives all over the place. It's being unified by this token, especially as new platforms start springing up or other ones keep going down, where we're able to take the same ethos that we saw in WallStreetBets, which is dedicated strictly to the stock market, and apply that to this new hybrid location, right? These are people that are just thousands or hundreds of thousands or not millions of people that are hungry for risk, that are hungry for exploiting vulnerabilities, that are happy taking risk, that want to get rich quick or go broke real quick, right? But in the process, also making a statement and sending a message to the world. I mean, if you thought GameStop was impressive, which by all means it was, the potential of exploitability during the uniting of crypto and traditional finance is unreal. Like there's opportunities to make GameStop look like child's play, especially with technology and smart contracts, this, that, and the other. So I want to create the ultimate decentralized Wall Street bets, but not Wall Street bets, all street bets, right? This is just not only uh stock related, but this is also not nation bound, right? Wall Street is pretty much stuck to the US, and so a lot of people uh during GameStop, I would say about half the supporters and messages that I got were from people not residing in the US wanting to participate, having an itch for wanting to be part of the movement. So Wall Street was called that because at one point they created a wall to keep people out. This is the new all-inclusive, all not only inclusive as far as geography is concerned, but also all-inclusive as far as technology and platforms are concerned. So that is the objective. The unifier is the token, and so I'll let Sam handle. There's all sorts of other components. I've given you my angle from this. There's philanthropic and all sorts of other stuff that Sam has been devising for years and years on end.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Yeah, I was getting a little choppy reception there, so I apologize. But yeah, I mean that's a big part of the ethos, right? Is the decentralized form of high risk strategies and the Wall Street bet kind of roots. And the theme that we're focused on here is freedom, right? And it's freedom for a decentralized future. It's freedom to transact, freedom of expression, and freedom to live, basically. And we've been kind of running with a bit of a matrix theme intertwined with our branding, which works really well. And we've had some other people on Twitter, Elon and other people that have been quoting, tweeting similar things and kind of following the same ethos. So I think the timing is really good and it fits really well. But of course we have, I mean, back to the roots, I guess you could say why this project was created. I mean, there's a lot of things happening in crypto that don't really mean anything. There's everyone's pretty much just for the last couple of years, right? They're looking for the next bump, and ultimately dumped, right? And we wanted to make something meaningful and lasting, and something that could actually affect some change. And so we set this coin up as a very functional, practical project. So it has a 3% tax. It has different mechanisms going to different things. Part of which is marketing and buybacks, but we have one of the most important elements of that is the charity fundraising. So we have uh, a portion of the tax that goes directly to a fund that goes to anti-child trafficking, basically. So, and up to this point in the first, I'd say, 2 weeks we've been going, we've raised 160,000 for charities, and we've made 2 donations to two big charities that are doing rescue efforts in that area. So there's really three themes here that we're focused on, right? It's the freedom of kind of screw the man, everyone turns into the man, as Jamie's pointed out kind of eloquently. In his words are better than mine on this specific topic, I think. But you know, every centralized power and every centralized place that we get, that's supposed to be a place for us to have a voice, evidently, eventually uh, morphs into this system of control, right? It's kind of like the system of the matrix. It's the agents get put in place, and the restrictions, and your mouth gets shut, right? And you get silenced. And this is, Reddit is just probably one of the most recent examples of that, where um, their community, basically they decided to go public and out people and can control with censorship, heavily control, and then decided to pay everyone off with the option, stock options, basically, right, in their IPO. So, and they listed the IPO as their number one, or one of their top risks. In the IPO filing was the WallStreetBets group, right? It's obviously a very powerful group. It's obviously has very influential in the world and can move markets, and that's a big risk to a company that's kind of corporately has that corporate mentality, and one needs to control the sentiment of the people who are controlling those specific markets. So this is a big piece of the roots and why Jamie fits so well in this project as a co-founder. It goes back to something that we all believe in, right? It's the freedom. It's the freedom aspect, and one of the core ethoses of Web3 is freedom and being able to do what we feel we need to do and say what we need to say. So we gravitate to the platforms and the voices that allow us to do that. And the same with the freedom to transact. So we have, it's we obviously are in Web3 because we believe in Satoshi Nakamoto's vision, right? We believe in everything that stands for, and we believe in a decentralized future and the ability to make transactions and to not be hindered. And so this is an important piece of freedom. I think it was Punk6529 said, and I quoted him the other day on one of our tweets. You don't have any rights if you don't have the freedom to transact, and it's true because it affects everything. It affects taking a bus to go to a protest, or taking going to trying to get to work to make money. I mean, it's all it's all relevant. So this is the core ethos of this project, right? It's more than a project. It's more than a coin. It was birthed in a
Yeah,
coin because
I wanted to
it's
correct that language. Sorry to cut you off. It's not a this is
yeah,
a
yeah, no, go for it,
community.
go
We're
for it.
creating it. Yeah. No, that's it. That was
Yeah,
it. It's just, like that at least my feeling about this is not, hey, this is gonna be a project, make it, and then we'll move on to the next. This is a new comes and stays community, right? Like this is
yeah, yeah.
the
That's
nature
what I
of,
was.
and this is the home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I was about to say, following into that, or into, was the fact that people are viewing this as a movement, right? More than it's a birth potentially of a movement uh, through the community and the power of the community that's forming. And I mean, we've had people put up graffiti in, I think, 2 or 3 cities already. Murals. We have all kinds of volunteers coming forward. We have people, driving us. We actually ran from 82K to 49.5 million with zero marketing and zero influencer airdrops. No tokens were given to anyone. So completely organic. Um, uh, and just people love the vision and love the idea, and the idea is in the people and in the hands of the people, and that's really what we're building. And it's just been amazing, the type of people that have been coming to us, and the type of partnerships that we're building right now are just you can probably imagine. Titans like Jamie, we have similar people coming to us, and we have big scale projects coming to us. And the freedom piece on the trafficking side is obviously a core piece of the freedom, because you can't have freedom without having freedom to live, right? Um, and Base chain was chosen because it's we were looking for a chain that you know was had some OG features, right? We wanted Ethereum ideally, initially, but volume was a bit low. Transaction fees are very high, and in order to bring in the masses, right, we need something scalable, we need something cheap, and so Base chain presented itself, and then we decided after some analysis and some and debates, we decided that Base chain was the way to go. And Coinbase is planning to onboard millions of people into DeFi through their through their platform on Base and through their wallet app, right? Which they've already added Base trending, projects trending the other day to it. So and they're making it very easy to transact on Base. So you can send Ethereum to yourself on Coinbase, and then you can send it out on a Base network, and vice versa, and into the wallet, and it's just super easy. And I think that's going to get even more easy. So I think we're well positioned as kind of from a chain perspective, from a market perspective, from a cultural perspective, and we are looking to make this a global brand, and we're looking to be on the top of Base chain, and not only Base chain, but global coins in general. And this is the birth of that, and the beginning stages, and the amount of things that we're building on the sides I couldn't even tell you, because there's contracts and confidentiality and all kinds of things, but there's many things that we're working on the side, and it's just ramping up, and it's going very fast, and hence some of why there's so many teams that are kind of forming. And I would love to tell you. There's some things that I would love to tell you. There's some things I can't say yet, but there's a lot of areas we're going to be touching on. We are on one exchange already, and we have more coming. I can say that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, you talked about quite a lot of stuff, but what I want to highlight here as well is something put an emphasis on as well, is this like kind of freedom of speech, this kind of not being restricted in what to say and so on and what to do. And I love that it's kind of a trend that has sparked in the last couple of months in crypto generally for projects to go more in the charity direction and so on. And you guys are obviously taking this to another level, going into this charity direction, and also this kind of freedom to speech and this kind of stuff. And I love that you guys decided to step forward, create this project. Congrats on the success. You said it yourself, $49.5 million. It's a huge market cap. I think you're sitting around, what is it, 5-6 million right now? And
yeah, we came down, in the World War III announcement kind of thing, and then we had a bit of FUD from I prefer the way Jamie refers to him, but from Beanie, a couple guys, which basically got a lot of attention and eyes. So yeah, but we bottomed out, and I think we're in a good place
for
for
sure,
kind of a springboard.
100%. You kind of, in the introduction, what you just talked about, you kind of already talked about the journey for you guys. I don't know, you want to add anything else to that, or should we just get on with the next question here?
I would just say, like Jamie says, this has been in the works for quite a while. Last year, Jamie and I were, met in person to go over some of the strategy on launch, and we've both debated, some very good ideas, and this is a constantly evolving process, right? It's an evolving monster, but the central core ideas, I think, we're very well aligned
Here,
on this. And
yeah, here's
yeah,
here's the idea behind this, right? Because we're taking this community that is here to stay, and we've picked a platform which is crypto during a meme coin season, which is more, let's use the word ephemeral, short-lived. We're looking for this careful balance, right? The reason why this is being so quiet is because this is, while it's a meme coin season, this is a good opportunity to get a lot of attention. We're riding that wave and riding that hype, but we're not presenting this as a Pepe number go up type thing, right? Well, the reason for that is because number go up, number go right back down for 99.999% of the tokens, regardless of how many influencers you have on. It's just the way the market. And so,
even though the Pepe founder is with us. Sorry.
That's funny. Maybe you should have picked a different one. So, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's let's set this thing up quietly. We could make all this ruckus and all this hype and all these things, the number go up, and that's fine. And then it's over. Then the project was a successful, but then we moved on, right? This is more, okay, let's do this right. Let's, and any screw ups, let's do them early on in a low key and quiet or whatever it might be. Sorry, I'm driving. There's a dog across the road. And so let's just start off low key. Let's do this all completely organic, completely internal, completely grassroots, and then be able to boost it up as time goes on, right? And then and now we're reaching that stage where we're getting ready to use the Web3 playbook, right? To make number go up, to get people excited that just want it into the coin, but we want to have a good home set up for people that want to join this community. We want to have, established, what do you call this? Just a theme, a tone of voice, an established, functional, warm community for people to arrive to, right? So that they don't just interact with bets via Uniswap. They interact with bets via whatever social media platform they choose. And so that's the reason for the approach that we've taken with this strategy, and that's probably even the reason why, as you were surprised that you hadn't heard about this by design.
Jamie, you're kind of cutting up a bit there.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
me abstain questions for the next like 5 or 10 minutes, and they'll have better reception.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just add to that. Our plan here was, we didn't want to come into the market and just make it look like a pump and dump, just kind of just come in with hype and make it look like we're just trying to make some money. We obviously, making money is very important, but we're here for multiple reasons, right? We're here for the cultural message and the unification. We're here for everyone to make money and get rich. We're here for charity, and this is a very, very central core part of the token, even if we don't focus on it all the time. So, the idea was to come in, do it, be very quiet, be very organic. A couple things leaked out, right? Some people started, but it was still uncertain, right? Is Jamie really involved in this? Is this really, a legit project? Is this something, So yeah, I mean, I see the chat going off. It's not a meme, it's a movement, right? People are saying that right now. So, I mean, it's true. And I think that's what this is morphing into, but it was organic, but the idea was to go, in stages, right? It starts off with, the central kind of core behind the scenes people in Web3, a group of investors, and their networks and people who believe in what we want to do in the vision. And then we build a community organically. We spread the vision, and then while we stack marketing, and we spent very little on marketing, and we're still, we're sitting on basically $100,000 war chest that we're about to deploy. So it's like it's stages. So it's stages of grandiose or stages of fireworks, right? We're going to get bigger and bigger as we go. We might get criticized along the way because people want us to go hard in the beginning, but it's like there's tactical elements here. There's agreements we have. There's different things that and so as we get progressively bigger and louder, right? Then you get to the point where, Jamie has a lot of connections with podcasters, and you can go to his website and see some of the podcasts he's been on. Obviously, he's been in the news. He has connections with national media. So this is where kind of Jamie's role starts to expand, right? I guess as we grow past the Web3 aspect, and at the same time, we're looking for, and I think we've identified a very powerful on ramp potentially for Web2. Which is something that we can't disclose right now, but it's something that might make it could make the Web2 entry into the bets ecosystem extremely easy, kind of like a golden ticket, I guess you could say. So we have these. This is kind of our strategy, and now is the time to start going a little harder and start getting a little louder, and hence why we just set up. We just hired a full-time collab manager who's working. I think we have 6 or 7 AMAs already lined up for the next week. We have just brought on the marketing guy from Brett, which is Brett's sitting at about I think 700 million market cap. So we just brought him into our community, and he's now our marketing advisor. Yeah, we are picking things up and going full force. We also set up an agreement with some people over that are working with Warpcast, and we now have a frame set up where people can directly swap base ETH for bets in the frame on the platform, and we're going to be having some influencers push us over there and grow our presence on that side as well. But a lot more things to come. Interesting things around gamification, alpha, some other interesting things that I think people will be interested in that we'll be looking forward to sharing soon. Yeah.
That's what I kind of wanted to get into here as well into the future, but you can't really share too much about it. I guess, what we can expect in terms of, utilities or the future of the project. It's more on the, yeah, how do you say
There's a
it?
few things I can tease about, but yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's hear it.
I mean, definitely there's exchanges. We've had a lot of exchanges that have reached out to us, and we got listed on, Ascendex, just to have somewhere a platform for people to trade on, without, if they decide to trade for kind of day traders, if they don't want to experience the tax element. And of course, we have other larger exchanges coming, which I can't disclose because it's contractual, right? We have, I guess we could say we're touching on esports. We are touching on DeFi, and the international presence, I guess you could say, of kind of the art and graffiti and doing kind of things in different countries. So we have, for example, the charity piece is actually helping with that a lot. So we have, the first charity was Our Rescue that we donated 35,000 to, and those guys are the ones. If you've ever seen the movie The Sound of Freedom, it's the charity behind that movie where the guy in the movie that was the star of the movie, he actually started this charity, and they're doing these rescue efforts, and that was the first charity we donated to. So we're in discussions with them to collaborate more, possibly bring them on spaces. We've been connected with the U.S. government, DHS, the task force on anti-human trafficking, and so we've been collaborating with them a little bit. They actually suggested to us the second charity, which was Freedom Aviation Network, and they actually send in, have volunteer pilots to go in and out on rescue missions. So we've just donated 30,000 to those guys, which is going to make a huge difference. But part of that side of things is that we're going to be bringing in facilitating conversation. So we're going to be having spaces. We're going to be trying to bring in celebrities. We're going to be bringing in people that are involved in charity efforts, and we're going to be making these controversial topics, facilitating conversation around these controversial topics, right? Obviously, that charity one, the trafficking piece is very important to us. So that's going to be one big focus area. The other focus areas are, like I said, the other areas of freedom, where we're going to be facilitating these conversations, bringing in the biggest people we can, getting on podcasts. Me and Jamie and I were on, on touch base a little bit on previous project, and we were on like Mario Narfall. like in the past, and we'll be doing things like that in different, similar type of scaled spaces, right? And some of the partners and people that we're bringing in are quite. I can say, I can give another teaser, I guess. It's probably out of the bag at this point. We're working with the artist Arsenic, who has created the famous Sergeant Pepe in the Punk 6529 collection, and we're working on a collab right now, and how that will benefit holders, and exactly what that will be is to be announced. So that's one piece. And there's some other pieces that it will probably be revealed or become more apparent in the next week or two.
Damn, all right. Quite a lot of stuff going on for you guys. It's amazing to hear, honestly. Should we quickly touch on the community side of things? You know what I always love to ask is kind of we have all these people here that are new to your project, to kind of give them an overview of what they can expect out of the community side of things. You know, when they join the group, what's going on inside the group? Is there like activities like raiding, competitions, stuff like that? What's the vibe like? These kind of things.
Yeah. So in the beginning, we've kept we haven't done much raiding, like organized raiding. So it was very organic, right? We had just people. We had incredible amount of engagement on our postings, and people creating threads, and people, even influencers jumping in and supporting us, and throwing up tweets on us like, man, you guys need to get in this, blah blah. So everything's been very organic. We've only just now started, because we want to, I guess, start pushing a bit harder and be more aggressive. We've started doing some raiding, so we have a custom raid bot, set up and everything, and that's been fun. But we also have a tipping mechanic, so we have a bot, because we have a manual burn process. Instead of just doing manual burn events by the founders, we are actually, we're giving out into one wallet, bets tokens, and then some people are also putting up bets tokens themselves. And there's a tipping mechanic. So you go into our Telegram, and you'll see it basically going off the hook with people giving each other tips for comments and doing things, and then they're burning tokens live. So we've burned something like, I don't know the exact number. I think it's 52 million bets tokens by now. So we're creating this deflationary fun environment, right? So the vibes in the Telegram are incredible. I think we're just about to pass 1900 in the Telegram, and it's all organic, real people, no bots, anything like that. We're growing. We seem to be, last few days, growing about 100 to 200 people a day. On Twitter or X, similar thing. Our X account has been growing very fast. I think we're 2 weeks in, and I think we're going to be, I haven't even looked, 3,500, I think, followers. But that seems to be growing faster and faster.
I
And of
just I
course,
just want to add to
go ahead.
this, because when you say, hey, talk about the community, right? It's interesting how different minds interpret that different ways. This is the reason why Sam and I have decided to partner up, because of our ability to complement each other's approach to things, right? All of what he said probably resonated with anyone that's been in the crypto world for a while. It's like, yep, okay, cool, checks that box. All right, cool, inflation. To me, he didn't answer the question, right? Which is an interesting approach to it, because it has nothing to do with community, but it does, right? So that's the 3 point. Sorry, that's the Web3. That's the crypto component. That's where when I hear the word community, it's like, what are you doing to actually create a powerful movement? This is the word that was used earlier, right? What is something that's going to supersede a particular coin season, or a particular chart, or a particular, event that takes place, where some big announcement or some big news, which is bullish, I guess, for people that are looking to just buy it. For me, it's like, what's happening inside the community, and that's, to me, the focus of it, right? And so what we're doing, one of the things that Sam touched on, is this concept of Warpcaster. Warpcaster was described to me as the marriage between, I think it was Reddit and Twitter, which is a perfect environment for something like this, right? We need something that's live, that's real time, that's got that Twitter, hey, this is the message, let's have a playlist, we get excited. To the same extent, it also has the ability, the archivability, right, that Reddit has, the ability to say, hey, here's a long post, and here's comment threads, and here's stuff, and you can come read up on it later, and have community, like upvote, like give more visibility without the need of this centralized authority manipulating, right, the visibility of certain. So that, to me the community is like, all right, cool. Let's first set up everywhere. Let's set it up so that people like certain, Telegram's there, Discord I believe is there in the works, right? The Workcaster sounds like it's in the work, and we're creating the tone, we're getting all the right thoughts in place, start the zone in order to create a movement, right? To create a movement where people that may not own the coin can probably like peek in through the window, right? We're going to make it exclusive. Hey, if you want to be part of the community, they'll be incentivized to own the tokens, and that does all the Web3 inflationary, deflationary number go up stuff, right? But the actual, okay, now what are we going to do, and how are we going to change the world? The token itself is not going to do that, right? It's the people inside and the ideas that come from it. I never, if you've seen any of my interviews or podcasts, I've never claimed to say, hey, I'm the genius where I directed this to happen or that to happen. My where I take credit for is identifying opportunities, identifying gaps, identifying talents, right? Mixing all these ingredients together. And things really took off for me when I realized the power of community. And I realized that when all of a sudden I'd be in disagreements with the community, say, hey, I think we should leave this way. The community says, no, you should do that way. And I would just huff and puff and cross my arms, but I'd let the community do it their way. Turns out they were right and I was wrong, right? So then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe I'm not the smartest person in the world. Let the community, and since then, obviously, that approach has been the correct one, to the point of academic studies proving that people on Wall Street Bets as a collective community can actually beat the stock market. Right? These are Ivy League schools that have done studies on this, the collective intelligence. So how do we get that? We get that by starting conversations. We're getting the right people in place, getting the right attitude in place, right? Getting all the vibes, the potential, and the population being there. It's like, now let's make ideas. Let's find stuff. Let's exploit stuff. Let's improve stuff. Let's break stuff. Let's get rich, or at least die trying. And that's the stuff that it will exist forever, right? It's being complemented by the needs of the Web3 community, which is like, hey, cool, what's the coin? Which one should I throw my money in? We want you to throw your money at it, but hang out with us, learn along the way, have some fun, and be a part and be proud about it.
Thank you for that, Jamie, that plug. I really appreciate actually the way you compliment some of the things I say, and kind of I get so wrapped up sometimes in all the details because I'm like so many things going on in my head and so many different conversations. I'm like, okay, just check all the boxes, get all the information out there, because. But yeah, it's
Which is
I
why
think
we're a team, right? Like
yeah,
which is
yeah,
what I
yeah,
love about this. I completely,
yeah.
dude, if this was up to me, that the coin like wouldn't even have the contract part right. Like I would have screwed it up. Like to me, it's like, I don't care who gives a crap. Just put it on Bitcoin chain, and then somebody's like, dude, you can't put it on Bitcoin chain. It's like, just try. I'm sure there's like a notes section in there where you can,
Yeah.
right? So this is that union. This is where our strengths come.
Yeah, yeah, and I think after the initial phase, right after the first month or two, and things are in place, there's a very strong team in place handling all the some of the things that I'm handling. I think that'll chill me out a little bit too. So.
Awesome to hear that you guys work so hand in hand pretty much. Everybody bringing in his expertise as well. I mean, you guys talked about so much stuff. I think we covered most of my questions here. I would love to jump into some community questions here towards the end. Before we do that, first, I want to remind everybody in here, obviously, to make sure to check out the project for themselves. All the links are in the announcement. Check it out. See for yourself if you like it. If you do, you know what you do. That being said, you guys got anything left you wanted to talk about before we jump here into some community questions towards the end?
I would just say that that just guys, just come check out our community. I mean, it's I'm impressed with the community. I mean, it's the people are amazing, and that's honestly the part that I love the most is everyone's stepping up to take part, to play a part, to be involved, to take a role, uh, you know, and just doing it because for the love of it. I mean, we have uh, the vibes are immaculate. You know, we talk about our vibes being immaculate, and this is kind of the ethos of some of the core founders, or kind of the founding group, I guess you could say, is immaculate vibes, right? And that's what we've seen is just immaculate vibes in our community, and the people are just awesome, and we've had so little, negativity, and even when price goes down, it's like people just vibe and enjoy it and laugh, and they're like, we know where this is going, like we're all happy, like we're just vibing with each other. So come check out our community, and just join us and see what you think. And you don't have to buy the token, just but come hang out with us and just yeah, be a part of us. It would be awesome. And yeah, keep an eye. That's it. I guess
Perfect.
we can
Thank
open
you
it up.
so much. Yeah, Jamie, you got anything left before we jump here into community questions?
No, I was going to say, let's do the community question. That's the best part.
Okay, perfect. Then yeah, for everybody that wants to ask a question, you can either do that by raising your hand here in VC or simply sending that question to chat. We're gonna kick things off with a question here in VC from Tommy. Go for it, brother.
Sure. Thank you so much, Finbari. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Sam. Great day so far, guys. Glad to have you on my lips.
Thank you.
So I guess you already know about the guy or the girl, I'm not sure, the Banksy, the anonymous guy who does famous graffiti paintings around the world. Do you know about that?
I know about Banksy. I know
Yeah,
he follows
Banksy.
me on Twitter.
Holy shit. Really?
Yeah.
What the hell, man? So okay. Regarding to your graffiti and stuff, have you gotten any some attention like them so far from like famous galleries to get some of the graffitis getting sold there?
I think we're not yet, but it's a little early still. We have some graffiti artists putting up murals in different cities around the world, and we have one specific other graffiti artist who I think is fairly well, has a good reputation that did some murals in New York, and it's a pretty well-known wall where some punk murals and some other things are at, and we're talking to him about potentially doing some stuff, and potentially doing some stuff in Colombia and El Salvador as well, kind of themed around what's big in each of those countries based around marrying to our themes, right? So, but would love, yeah, that's a great comment on getting bigger with that, because I love the whole graffiti and art aspect. It's a big part of the vibe, right? Let's develop.
Yeah, but I
Awesome. I
was just
mean,
going to add to that,
everything
right?
after.
This is a properly cooked thing, right? Like, so much of this has just been organic things being able to move. Before anybody big or small evaluates whether they want to put their name behind something or put their effort behind something, they want to know that it's there. And so as of right now, it's been all an idea to the founders and to the people that are joining. They're like, okay, I think this is potential. There's no delivery or anything. This is all just this big potential energy bomb that is getting ready to explode. Right when as we're continuing to get closer, we can start getting the attention uh, of these people, right? But I know these people well. Like I know, yeah, name dropping is just not appropriate. But like, been to a lot of these big names' houses at their actual house, like, and I'm on a like phone number to phone number type basis with them. And like in order to be able to get the best impact is waiting for the right time in order to assure the yes. It doesn't matter how close I am to anybody. People are still going to, do their own research before they like putting their name behind anything like that. I want to make sure that when they do their research, that they are like, this is rock solid, excited. I want to do this for me. And on some occasions, some of these people find out about it on their own just because they're somehow getting this alpha. Like, like I said, we haven't really announced very much at all. So anybody that's big that's stumbled across this has been just from snooping around.
Yeah, exactly.
Boys. I'm really impressed by all the work you do, guys. Keep it up, guys. Thank you so much for answering
Thank,
that. Thank you,
Thanks for
Kimberly.
the question.
Thank you for the question, brother. Next question is coming from Chad, and it's coming from Loba, and he's asking about, you obviously have the founder of WallStreetBets here. So is there like a cross promotion plan? Is that something that you guys are able to do, are not able to do? Do you want to do that? Do you not want to do this? Like how's that working out for your marketing?
I think
Sorry,
I can
I
just
didn't
maybe
I didn't catch the key word there. What you said? Are we thinking about mass promotion? I didn't.
Yeah,
cross
pretty much
promotion.
promoting like cross promotion on WallStreetBets, the Reddit
Oh,
itself, like with
cross promotion. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of lay it up and Jamie can dunk it. I mean, I just, you know, uh, the idea is to be organic. There's a history there with Reddit, and I explained to you some of the censorship and some of those elements earlier, and that's part of the reason why we want to be decentralized because it's um, the agenda and the way that things are going there. It's not conducive to a free atmosphere, right? So the idea here is to be a decentralized voice that becomes so loud and so apparent and so interesting that it draws people in, right? It becomes a gravity well, a black hole, whatever you want to call it, for the Web2 community, for the Reddit community, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's our approach more so than, trying to partner with mods or trying to do something specifically in a cross promotion capacity. Obviously, Jamie owns the WallStreetBets Twitter, but there's reasons, tactical reasons why he's not blasting us all over that, of course. Um, but it isn't really the strategy at this point. I mean, it's not to say that it can't change in the future, but the idea is for this to be its own organic animal. And Jamie, I don't know
Yeah,
if you want to add to that.
I'll simplify what Sam just said, right? We're trying to create this new. We're not just trying to transport this thing over. We don't just want the Wall Street bets to being on crypto. We want to create this new all street bets, which is same ethos but just different playing rules. Different playing rules because this is now incredibly crypto DeFi Web3 related. This is celebrating the merging of these two, and this is creating this fresh community on decentralized. As far as cross promotion, absolutely going to happen. Specifically with Wall Street Bets, this is a question we get all the time. It is unfortunately like a very contaminated space. Part of what's made Wall Street Bets powerful is its ability to be omnipresent. Right, I'm in contact with and friends with Wall Street Bets property owners on like any property that I don't own or whatever it might be. This is Instagram, TikTok, this, that, and the other. Like, uh, part of what makes Wall Street Bets powerful is it's kind of decentralized nature. Reddit is the biggest hub, right? That makes it centralized, but like that, I've never been opposed to that. I own at least let's say I own Wall Street Bet. Like I'm the strongest contender for owning the Wall Street Bet's intellectual property. That's in order to be able to liberate it. There is it's an interesting thing that I go on Reddit, I create Wall Street Bets, I trademark Wall Street Bets, and then Reddit says, hold on a second, I think I'd like to keep that instead because you used it here. And so then we've gotten into a court battle as to who owns the intellectual property of my creation, which is interesting in and of itself, right? But that creates a bunch of complications. And there's also just a messy place because anybody and everybody can and should be Wall Street Bets. That brand, when mixed with coins, has unfortunately just been soiled before, including from the subreddit itself, just from a past history. Like, yeah, there was a moment where one of the mods on Wall Street Bets decided to create and subsequently drug a Wall Street Bets coin, which uh,
Didn't help.
presented complications, right? Let's just keep it there. Nothing to do with me, and we're tackling that beast carefully and slowly, right? We have the ability to get the exposure and explode the exposure that we need. But exposure doesn't do anything unless you have a solid foundation. So the long answer is yes, cross promotion is in the works, right? But the cross promotion isn't, hey, everybody go from over there and come over here. It's, hey, everybody, this is the new, right? This is the brought to you by. This is a different, this is a different, new, improved, decentralized, uncorruptible community. And I'll close by saying the actual Wall Street Bets subreddit itself has now been, say, swallowed up by Wall Street and all the things that implies. Right? So
Mm-hmm.
maneuverability is now more limited.
Okay, I mean, yeah, it's kind of sad to hear Reddit go down that kind of road of pretty much taking your intellectual property from you. But I don't want to get into all the legal side or take sides here. That's not my place to do. But yeah, I mean, you are obviously the owner from what we are hearing here and from what you're telling us and so on. So, but yeah, I mean, cross promotion would be obviously beneficial, but I fully understand this kind of take on keeping it organic and then later on maybe going in that direction. You have your reasons for that, and that is completely fine. And I mean, you did amazing without it, so why wouldn't keep it that way for now and get everything running? Cool. Sounds good to me. I would say let's get into the next question here that is also coming from chat from Certified Loner, and he's asking about something, on the website and the white paper it says initial liquidity and marketing funds were supplied from a hand-selected group of investors. So how did these guys get pretty much comprehended for that? Did they receive tokens? Are they getting a share of the profits the project makes? How is that working out?
No, it's basically there was three options, right? It was a private coin where you fund it, you do a free launch, and it gets sniped, and unknown people hold tons of the supply, etc. Then there's the option of a public pre-sale. You probably go out there and raise millions of dollars and have this big, huge pump and dump, right? And then the third option is you do a private pre-sale. You identify the strongest possible hands you can that have the connections, that have things to add to the project, and resources and different things, and you create a private pre-sale, and that's what we did. So we did a private pre-sale with a very tight group of NFT collectors, founders, different things that could fund the project, and each one of those guys could add resources, add connections, add things to the project. All of those guys, there's about 40 or so. On the road up to, I say 49.5 mil. We only had, I'd say, 2 or 3 of them that only sold anything kind of notable. All of the rest of them, everyone's pretty much, the whole group is pretty much diamond handing, and all of us, we're keeping them kind of very, very close, and we have conversations and video chats, and the vibes are really, really good. So. I would say, there's a good chunk of supply in very strong hands, which is what we wanted. We did pick up some snipers and things after launch, unfortunately. There was some selling from those guys, but I think most of those are gone. Also, we decided to voluntarily after launch. So the founders, the founders, half their tokens are locked up for 15 months on a linear schedule, which was done after the fact. And then we have several of the core whales that have decided to publicly, voluntarily lock up half their tokens as well. So we have a chunk of the tokens locked up already, and I think more guys are going to do that and voluntarily vest them for, to show the community that they mean business and they're here for billions, and they're diamond handing. So that's kind of the vibe that we have and what we're going with, and how we've developed this, a strong kind of base there. And I hope that kind of answers the question.
Yeah,
And
I think
they're
that.
not getting. I'll just add, sorry, that they're not getting any additional compensation. They're just holding their tokens, and they're adding value as well.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good to me. Well, then I would say let's take one more question here before we end it, and we're gonna give that opportunity over to Ken. Ken E. Cross, go for it, brother. Ken, I'm gonna give. Oh, there you are. Perfect.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. I just wanted to say that, I caught onto this project early, and I wanted to give my consolidated, it's not really a question, it's more of a comment as to my consolidated view as to why I'm so bullish on this. And part of it, Jamie already talked about, which is he has that playbook. He's already done this before in a whole nother world. And in that world, the powerful people, chopped him off at the knees. What happened with GameStop and AMC, he had them feeling pain, VCs and investors like they've never felt before. And what they do, they took away the buy button. like literally took away the buy button. And then to do it again in the silver market and have them come in on a closed session and just pump millions and millions of dollars in when no one else had the opportunity to push the price down. And so to come into this realm, into Web3, there is no buy button to take away. There is no flooding the market with paper shares that aren't backed by physical silver. And to see the community 30 minutes into this, before this voice chat, you couldn't even read the chat. And that's how fast the messages were going. And so when you look at that and you just extrapolate what kind of community is being built here, it's super powerful. And the last thing that I'll say, because I don't want to take up too much of this time, is this community is going to be like, I don't jump into a lot of community coins. I'm in this one, and I'm in it because it's not an ape, it's not a dog, it's not a frog, it's not a penguin. All those things by the general public or by institutions can be easily dismissed. But when this community grows and you start seeing the market cap go to a few hundred million to $1 billion, like it's like, oh shit, it's the WallStreetBets guy doing it again. And everybody, the general people just on the street, they know about what happened with AMC and with GameStop. And that's, this brand is going to resonate rather than being dismissed. And I'm super excited for these guys. I think they're going to kill it.
That's
Awesome.
I really appreciate those comments. Yeah.
I always
I
love
just
that.
want to touch on I just want to touch on one point he said there was about the branding and out in the street, right? I mean, I don't think a lot of the market here is caught on yet. Even I guess we've been pumping out things very fast as well, so there's a lot to digest. And like Jamie pointed out, I kind of go over a lot very quickly because I'm working on a lot of things. But I think that the market hasn't really fully embraced or realized yet what this is, and so it hasn't really fully manifested. But you go out onto the street, like I've experimented with this just with friends and family that don't even know much about crypto. I tell them, oh, hey, we got this coin and this guy's involved in it, and we're doing this, and they're like, how can I buy it? Like, please, like they're begging me to tell them, to instruct them how to buy it. And all I have to do is tell them a few key points, and that's it. And so definitely, I like that. The last piece, I guess, from a bullish perspective, is that when we create an on ramp, I think the game goes to an entirely different level, right? For Web 2, and then it's a whole other avenue outside of this Web 3 beast we're building. So.
Yeah, for sure. Jamie, did you want to add something as well to that? You kind of unmuted, didn't want to take it away from
Yeah,
me.
no, but I do fear that because I'm now on the road between mountains that I'll be breaking up. So I will try to speak slowly and briefly. Um,
Yeah, and he's gone. But that's timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, okay. Well,
Is he
Ken,
back?
thank you so much for jumping in. Honestly, I love this kind of feedback from like people that are in the project as well, just on the community side of things, You said you catched on to it early on. Oh,
I am bullish this community, right? Yes, bullish.
I think Jamie didn't even notice that he's gone.
Well, I'll say one more thing because I think it's very important, which is a movement needs to happen. This whole stick it to the man mentality, man's getting stronger, and
Yep.
power is being consolidated. AI is making it way worse, and so there needs to be something that everyone can rally around and just collectively prove a point and show that the world, like a community itself, wants to be decentralized, wants to be able to show its own power. And I think this is just a great opportunity. And I hope these guys continue, and I hope they're able to achieve what I think they can achieve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect. Like I
sorry. I
said,
think should be able to hear me. Yeah, like I said, I've been driving, but I seem to have 4G again, so I'll be
A little
super
better
quick.
now.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is in for the long run, right? People are going to buy this coin because they want to be a part of this. People are going to hold on to this coin because they want to be a part of this. So for people that care about number go up, number will go up because of all the other work that's going to go into it, which is creating this community, which is here to shake things up on a whole other level.
awesome, perfect.
I hope,
Yeah,
I hope
then
that came through.
Ken, big thank you to you for jumping in here. And yeah, I think this is generally a good point to end it here for tonight. First, a huge thank you, obviously, to you guys for taking the time and joining us here tonight. I want to remind everybody to make sure to check out AllStreetBets, get over there, leave some love from Apes. Truly something different, something we haven't seen here before, especially with yeah, these people involved. Jamie, Sam, I would leave it up to you guys for some closing remarks here at the end.
Yeah, I would just say I know that a lot of people are probably new to base. So it's probably something I haven't touched on yet is just if you need it's not difficult, right? I was a little worried about it at first getting onto base network. It's actually very, very simple. And on our Twitter, if you go there, there's a link tree set up, and you can go straight. Basically, you can. I'll just say base is just Ethereum, right? It's just base is a layer 2 where you move your Ethereum onto the layer 2 and you avoid all the high transaction fees. That's it. Right? There's no coin for it. All it is a layer 2 for your Ethereum. So you can either buy on Coinbase and just send it and then select base when you send it to your MetaMask and it'll be the same address, etc. And then you just switch your network to base. Or if you're already on network on chain, then you just go to a bridge and it takes about 30 seconds. You just click Ethereum to base Ethereum, and it takes about, sometimes it's done in three seconds, sometimes up to a minute, right? And then bam, your ETH is on base. And then you go to your MetaMask, and in the top little left corner, you can just select change network. If you're on the PC, it's already there on the PC. You don't have to input it. So it's very easy, and we have the links on the Twitter. We have a link tree, and we have a bridge on there, and we have the Uniswap already inputted on the bottom. So it's super easy to get into this project if you guys have any experience with ETH. So yeah, and just really, really happy that you guys had us here. And we're just going to keep working our asses off and growing this into a monster. And I'd say that we are relentless, right? So no matter what the price does day to day, we're here for the long run, and we're building something. We want to build something powerful and meaningful, right? And we know that it's something that's actually needed here. And there is some things that we're passionate about, and we really need to get behind these things. And because the world is becoming, there's some dystopian and some scary elements happening, and we need to rally together and fight the monster, right? So fight the man. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Anything from you, Jamie, if you have reception?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for having us on. Once again, thank you, Sam, for making all of this possible. I can't be happier to be doing what I do
Yeah.
best and doing what I love best. So excited about it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thank you
Oh,
guys so much. Yeah.
sorry. One
Oh,
last
good.
plug. On Tuesday, we have about, I think, 6 AMAs lined up so far for the next week or so. But on Tuesday, we have one with Anime Project on base, and Beefy Finance, and Aerodrome, which is one of the main liquidity providers for Base Network. So we have an AMA with those guys, and on the AMA, we're going to be giving away a mutant ape. So you just have to buy between now and then buy 420.69 tokens, which is about $20 worth, and just be in the space and follow the people on the announcement, and that's it. But yeah, we'll be giving away a mutant.
Awesome. You heard it, guys. Make sure to check that out. Get over there, leave some love. That being said, once again, Sam, Jamie, thank you guys so much for taking the time joining us here. Was an honor to have you. Very cool AMA. Best of luck for the future. And yeah, with that being said, everybody, what's the last AMA of the day? If you're new to Meta Apes, we host AMAs on the daily. Our schedule for tomorrow looks following. We have two, one at 4 p.m. UTC with Nightfine and one with VPAT at 6 p.m. UTC. Love to see you all there. With that being said, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.